Hi, all. Today we are going to see something very important about having a devotional time. Okay. A devotional time is a time we spend alone with God. It's also called quiet time. It's very important for our spiritual growth and our walk with God. We can see many examples where, who were used by God. These were people who spent times alone with God, and we see Jesus himself, like in various places. In Mark 135, we can see he's spending time alone with God the Father, praying for much time. We see in Genesis 19:27, people, and Luke 21:37-38, people spending time with God, like prayer, worship. Like these people, like Moses or Joshua, David, Abraham, Isaac. No, these are people who spent time with God and who knew God, and God used them. Uh, so why do we need devotional time? It is because we need to, like, there are four things I would like to share why we need devotional time. First is to grow closer to God. Okay, James 4:8 says, when we take steps towards God, God takes steps towards us. And we need to grow spiritually, not just in knowledge but in relationship with Jesus Christ, and for which devotional time helps. Like, our good friends are those with whom we spend time together, right? And the more we pray to God, the more we spend time, like reading the word or having fellowship, we spend time with God, and we grow closer with him in relationship. Secondly, to be strengthened in the spirit. Like Isaiah 40:29 says about like waiting and strengthening. Like, the Lord is my strength. Our strength is in the Lord. So the more we are spending time with God, we'll be strengthened in the spirit. It's like eating spiritual food. So the more we eat and the more we feed our spirit, we will be strengthened in the spirit. Thirdly, to be armored against the devil. In Ephesians 6:10-18, we see the armor, spiritual armor given by God, which we can use against the devil for defense and offense. And it is a devotional time which can actually help us wear those spiritual armor. Fourthly, to be prepared and guided for the day and its decisions. So every day it's a spiritual warfare, it's a spiritual battle, and we need to be spiritually prepared. And each day we make decisions, we need to take wise, godly decisions. So Hebrews 5:14, it says that, like, we are trained in discernment through word. So when we take every day through the guidance we get from the devotional time, we are prepared spiritually. We will be taking right decisions. We'll be handling the day well in a spiritual manner, kind manner, loving manner, and we also will have discernment while taking decisions, which will help us in taking right decisions, and through the word and through spending time with God. So now we'll see the parts of the devotional time. Like, the way we want to spend time with God it is our own decision. How we want to do it, it's very personal. You can design your own way, but this is a general way which many people can use. Firstly, we can start with prayer. Prayer prepares our heart, and we can just pray to God for right understanding of the word we are going to read, for points to pray for, to God to show deeper things in what we read. Second, worship. After prayer, we can have a time of worship, praising Him, singing to Him. It brings a focus to God. Thirdly, word, reading Bible. So many people, it's good to follow a systematic plan. Like, there are plans, reading plans, Bible reading plans in 1 year or 6 months. So we can use that reading plan, or we can read book by book. We can start a book, finish that book, and go to the next book. And God speaks to us through that portion. There are two words which are related with reading. One is logos and rhema. Logos is the written word as we read. Rhema is the spoken word. God uses some words, some verses to speak to us more closely. Some verses of the portion we read actually speaks to us or guides us, or could be an answer for some dilemma in our lives. And so that is rhema. It guides us, it ministers to us, it heals us, comforts us. Like it God is speaking through that. So reading, that's the third part of our devotional time. Fourth is like important, like meditation. We can, the portion which we have read, someone would have read five verses, someone could have read one full chapter, someone could have read few chapters. Like, we need to have some time to think about it, and turning the portions, the verses in different sides to get a deeper understanding, allow receiving from the Spirit more light on it. And this meditation is not limited to the time we spend in devotional time. It could be any other part of the day, like while we are working, while we are traveling, we can again meditate on the portion which we read in the morning. And we can write it in a diary or a journal. So what happens is, we keep it organized. We can actually go back and look what God has spoken few days back, few months back, even a few years back, and it will be a record of our spiritual growth or journey. And finally, ending with prayer, ending with thanks, and sharing our needs, praying for others, praying for nations and cities. So why we need a devotional time? In summary, to grow closer to God, to be strengthened in spirit, to be armored against the devil, and to be prepared and to be guided for the day and its decisions. The parts of a devotional time: prayer, then worship, then reading Bible, word, then meditation or writing, then prayer, like ending with prayer. So this is not hard and fast, but you can use this. It is generally good, but if you want to design your own way, you can do that. And now we will go to the practical aspects of devotion, the final part. Firstly, we need to have a consistent time. Morning is generally good. Early morning, giving the first part of the day, and the spiritual warfare is going to happen. And before that, we can be spiritually ready when we do the devotional time in the early part of the day. So morning is generally good, but if you can't give a consistent time in the morning, or any time, maybe it could be afternoon or evening or the night, you choose your own time, but be consistent and regular with that time. So it could be 15 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, some people can do for 1 hour. It depends on the capacity. If you're new, you can start with 15-20 minutes, okay, the whole devotional time. And secondly, choose a quiet place. There should be a place where it should be quiet, not disturbing, and also let people know that this time will be your devotional time and not to disturb you. Keep your phone silent, away from other distractions. Okay? Susanna Wesley, who was the mother of Charles Wesley and John Wesley, I think she used to have 17 or 19 children, like quite a lot of children. She used to grow them up, and she used to have 2 hours of prayer time or with God, and she used to cover her face with a cloth. So she tells her children, whenever my face is covered with a cloth, I'm having a devotional time or a prayer time with God, you should not disturb. So even though there are so many children in her house, she faithfully had this devotional time with God, and the children will not disturb her in that time, because she will have her face or her head covered with a cloth. So that's a small story to end with. If you haven't had your devotional times, it's very important for us. You can start from today, okay, and you can encourage your other Christian brothers and sisters to start as well. If you're having already doing a devotional time, hope some points would have helped you, guided you, or you must have learned some additional points. Use them. Have a great devotional life, and God bless.